On August 30 of 2019, I entered the Alvord Playa to meet with my friend John. The Alvord was going to be our home base for a few days when we would ride a couple of loops and trails in the area. While prepping for the trip, I heard of the accident on the Alvord Playa where Jessie Combs crashed and passed away while attempting the female land speed record. It happened on August 27, just 3 days before we arrived at the playa. The Alvord is a large, flat, dry lake bed. It doesn't look like it, but it is 12 miles long by 6 miles wide. It is large enough that you can experience the curvature of the earth. I particularly love going there. That landscape, the view of the Steens, it's one of the best places in the US for stargazing. And then you add the feeling of solitude this area gives and a bit of adrenaline from the risk of just being there. Because if something happens, something goes wrong while you're there, support takes a long time to arrive. It's one of the most isolated places in the United States. Besides the beauty of the place itself, the Alvord's flat surface makes it a perfect playground for all kinds of fun stuff. It's great for camping, driving. It's used for get-togethers for aviators, riders, overlanders, and it is used for speed runs. It is a small version of the Bonneville Salt Flats or the Black Rock Desert. In fact, the lady who had the previous female speed record before Jessie, Kitty O'Neill, achieved that record right there at the Alvord Playa on December 6, 1976. Back to August 2019, on the first day we were there, we did the Steens Loop. I highly recommend this loop. It's open usually from July to September. I say usually because it depends on the snow melt. I've been there in June and was not able to go up, and I've been there in September and I've seen snow at the top. It's a beautiful loop, especially when you ride up via the South Loop Road. You can see all the canyons from this side of this small mountain range. And then you have this big sky view as you reach the high plateau areas. And then when you go to the east side, to the edge of this small range, from there you can see the entire playa. We could see Jessie's tracks from there, going from right to left, the full 12 miles length of the playa. For the next day our plan was to go to Fields and do a loop I know via Domingo Pass. But as we were getting ready to leave, someone I had met in 2006, right at this very playa, showed up at our camp. We started talking and our plans changed. We rode to their camp at the opposite side of the lake. I never met Jessie. I knew who she was. I had seen her on TV and on YouTube shows on occasion. I was thoughtful about her since I heard of this tragic accident. I was where it happened. But as we rode across the playa to meet and hang out with our new friends, we crossed the two sets of Jessie's tracks from a few days before when she attempted the speed record. That's when reality hit me. It felt surreal. It became personal. I had stopped. That's when I took these photographs and somehow I felt close to her. I did not have the courage to follow the tracks to the end to see what happened. I felt it would be disrespectful. Since then, I've been back to the playa several other times, and since then, I also learned more about Jessie. So when I'm in the Alvord, I dedicate some time to think about Jessie and her accomplishments, and I try to imagine her last run. Last year, in June of 2024, I was in the playa at an unrally event, and I've heard some people talking about a memorial for Jessie at the north end of the playa, where her car came to a stop. I had heard about it from some other social media posts as well, so I got on my WR250R and tried to locate it, but I was not able to find the spot. Then someone gave me the coordinates. With the coordinates in hand, in June of 2025, I was again in the Alvord attending another unrally event, and I tried to find the memorial again. I picked my CB500X for this 24-mile round trip. The GPS and my phone had the coordinates. Unfortunately, this year there was water in that area, where the memorial was, so I did not make it all the way there. I was very close, but did not want to risk getting stuck in the mud. This playa is famous for catching you by surprise with what you think is solid ground turning out to be mud. As you can attest by what happened to my friend John in 2019, and it almost happened to me this year. On my way to the memorial, I tried to ride on a darker patch of dirt and it turned out to be mud. The drone was not able to keep up with me, Murphy's Law, exactly when I entered the mud area. But you can see the path I left behind. But I digress. I went back to camp and talking to a friend about this, he told me there was another memorial for Jesse by the Alvord Hot Springs. So on my way out of the playa, I went to the Alvord Springs to check it out, and the springs manager told me the BLM had removed the other memorial from the playa. The memorial by the springs is a bench from where you can see the playa. It has 2 aluminum billet wheels from the car, the polka dots, which were part of Jesse's signature, style and branding, and there is a good bit of information regarding the team, the land speed record, and a quote from Jesse. Jesse remains the Guinness World Records female land speed record holder at the time of making this video. If you got to this part of the video, you should know there is a Jesse Combs Foundation which was founded in 2019. The mission of the foundation, as written in their website, is to educate, inspire, and empower the next generation of female trailblazers and stereotype breakers. The guiding principle is the simple question: what would Jessie do? Go take a look. Her family, her friends, and the community that enjoys this type of motorsports, I know they keep Jessie in their memories. This video is my small contribution for everyone else, for us who know little about her or are learning about her now, to keep in our memories her accomplishments. That was it, my friends. This was meant to be a small tribute to Jessie Combs, and it became, somehow, a form of closure for me, 6 years after I crossed paths with her when I rode over her last tracks. Bye for now.